Hey kiddos, it's your dad here. So in this video I wanted to talk about how the pain that you experience might be the reason why you are so strong, but it can also be the thing that makes you the weakest. So what do I mean by that? When I was a kid, I one of my bigger pains was not having my dad, your grandpa, around growing up. He was running his restaurants in Japan. We were in the U.S. and I only got to see him during the summers, maybe for a month, 2 months maybe, um, and it, I just remember there was like very short periods that I get to see him. Um, and those were always really fun times, but it was also really painful because I knew that he had to leave and he wasn't around. Um, and Talking with uh, my mom, your grandma, she was also very honest with me about our financial situation. We didn't, we were living off of like around 1,000 a month, and so our finances were tight, and she was, very very honest with me about our financial situation. And I remember, taking that personally, like when my dad said, "Hey, you have to be the man of the house." This was before he went back to Japan. He said, "You have to be the man of the house, and you have to take care of your mom." Um, and I remember, you know, doing things like not wanting to go on school field trips, or asking for that, saying that I didn't want any presents for Christmas. Um, but I also remember during Christmas, I'd still get presents. I'd still get some presents, and I would just be really excited, because it's like, yeah, I still got presents. Um, and so I struggled with money, and with feeling alone, feeling different. That was also another big pain of mine, was always feeling like I never fit in with other kids, other people. I was connected more with adults growing up. Um, so then as I grew, as I grew up, um, and it really started when I started getting into entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship uh, shows you a lot about yourself. You have to confront a lot of your uh, a lot of your pain, and then turn that into a strength. If you're if you're shy, for example, you have to learn how to be more outgoing, how to be able to be more assertive. Uh, Take what you want. That was never a problem for me. I've always been very um, comfortable going after the things that I want, and saying, I was never shy. But my pain, uh, my fear was that I would never have enough to be able to take care of my family. That uh, I needed to I needed to be the man. I needed to work hard, so I can maybe also prove something to myself. Um, when I was a kid, I was also, a lot of people just spoke a lot of positive things into me, and they were very, they had high hopes for me. They said, "You're going to achieve so much. Oh, wow, you're so smart for your age. You're so wise. Um, you're so talented." All really good things. And I set a really high bar expectation for myself. So this combined with this fear of not being able to provide and take care of other people drove me to working just really, really hard, um, and not stopping, uh, to the point where where I was taking on so much that it started to hurt me. And and this is where it becomes a double-edged sword, because you can it can be the thing that liberates you, that saves you from that initial discomfort, but then it can be the same thing that traps you and doesn't let you be free of that pain. It's like the pain is the thing that motivates you, it drives you, it pushes you to escape. But then that same pain, you carry that pain with you because it becomes a part of your identity, that you are this person. And if you let go, not only do you lose your identity, but you also risk ending up in the same place, mentally ending up in the same place that you were before. So for me, when I started growing these businesses and doing more and taking on more, and risking more money, risking more of my values, risking uh, that I ended up achieving a lot of the things that I wanted to run away from. But then there came this like pivotal point where it's like, how long am I going to keep running when it's causing me, physical pain? I was getting migraines all the time. I would just wake up and my head would be hurting, and I'd go to bed, it'd still be hurting, and I'd wake up and it'd be hurting again. Um, Extreme anxiety, um, feeling like there's a lion chasing me and I just need to keep going, because if I stop, I'm gonna get eaten. Uh, you know that was the extreme uh, of where it took me, and and then when that period ended, it became like, I need do I just, if I stop, if I stop, maybe I won't, ever be able to get back there. Maybe I won't ever be able to achieve the things that I did before. I had this very spiritual experience once where we could say that I had a vision or a dream one time, a dream, let's say a dream, and and it was a very visceral. I could feel it, and I'm laying in bed, and there's all these people next to me, and they're all holding their breath, and I'm holding my breath too. I can feel my chest tight, and everybody lets go of their breath, and they all stop. And in my head I'm thinking, I won, but I can keep going. I'm gonna keep going because I'm stronger than them. I'm stronger than myself. So I keep holding my breath, and the people around me, I hear them, and they're all laughing and having fun, and they're like, all right, when are you gonna stop this, Julian? But I don't say anything, I don't do anything, and I just keep holding my breath, and I'm just like, I can keep going. And then there came this pivot point where I could feel my chest collapsing on itself. And I started worrying. I started saying, I'm gonna die if I don't breathe. And I felt like I had sucked all the oxygen out of my body, to the point where I wasn't even able to expand my lungs because they were so compressed. And I just felt the inside just crushing in on itself, to where it wasn't even physically possible for me to breathe. And I felt like I died. Inside. And I got to this point where I was thinking, I fucked up. I pushed myself too hard, and I can't get back. Rather than my strength, which allowed me to be able to push harder, my strength became my greatest weakness, because it was the thing that ended up killing me. And it was the thing that ended up taking me away from the thing that I wanted in the first place, and that I was fighting so hard for, which was my family. So we all are going to experience and have different pain. Maybe for you it's during childhood. Maybe it's an experience that you have in your teens or your early 20s, wherever. And it's normal, and it's okay if you want to not feel that pain again. You know, nobody wants to, nobody wants to feel like they're living in that initial spark of pain. But just be aware that your pain is a double-edged sword. That you need to learn how to be able to use with respect. You know, God gives us pain or allows this pain in our lives so we can learn and experience life. Maybe there's something that you need to work on in your life. There's things that I'm working on in mine. Letting go of control. Has been something that I have been trying to work on uh, through my life. So so yeah, it's just be aware. Uh, but it's something that you might even be proud. I was very proud, like I said, of my strengths. Um, but if you're not, feel if you don't have the humility to let go of that identity that's tied to your pain, then yeah, it can ultimately be your downfall. It can ruin relationships with people around you. It can hurt yourself. Um, as the saying goes, with great power comes great responsibility. you know, so just be careful. Um, just be careful. Your pain can be your greatest strength and also your greatest weakness.